Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ruby and Roses podcast. My name is Addie, I am 18 years old, and I'm coming to you from Missouri. I am the yarn dyer behind Ruby and Roses Yarn, where I create all of the colorways that are behind me right now. And yeah, I love to create everything from collections to one-of-a-kind colorways to mini sets to so many different fun things that I'm normally always working on. So yeah, I have kind of a lot to show you this episode. I didn't do a ton of knitting. I cast on a crochet project, which is the first time in years. And yeah, and it's not bothering my wrist. Praise God. I'm so excited about that because that's the reason I've sort of not crocheted like anything lately, and even like in the past few years, because I went on a spurt of just tons of crochet and then kind of burnt out my wrist. So thank goodness that it's not hurting them, and I'm doing it in like small spurts. But I guess I could go ahead and start with that project because it's the new and shiny project, the one that I am really excited to show you the most. So yeah, I will go ahead and show you that. However, the screen is going to turn black and white because I am knitting it out of my 2021 Christmas advent calendar, and so some of the colorways I am pulling from, like day 24 is in here right now, and other colorways that have not been released yet. So I don't want to spoil the surprise for you, so I will turn it black and white and show you it in full color next episode when all of the colorways have been released. So here is what it looks like. Oh my, I'm so excited. I just cannot wait to show you this in full color. Oh my word. So this is the Battenberg blanket. I am knitting this out of like I said, my 2021 Christmas advent. This is all I have so far, this weird looking shape. But the tonal that I'm like going to be using as my contrasting color is my Gallivant colorway. So for those of you that don't know, I will try to put a picture of the Battenberg blanket here, and it's just this beautiful crochet blanket that's almost like a checkerboard effect, and it's based off like a German sweet, I think, that's called Battenberg, I assume. And yeah, because she has some pictures of that sweet. So I've never heard of it before, obviously, since I'm not German, but it looks so cool and I love this blanket. So I went on Ravelry searching for crocheted blankets because I didn't want to do a granny stripe blanket because I just personally just don't like how that looks. I might change my mind later, but just for this, I knew that, yeah, would not be my thing. So I wanted to do something different, something more unique. And this is, yeah, this just was like the perfect project for me. So I can show you sort of about how, like, show you a little bit about how, well, I just dropped everything. So here is what it looks like being crocheted up. I'm loving how these yarns are working up. So a lot of these are dyed in my usual dye style, pretty much what most of my yarns I'd say are dyed like. So this can kind of give you an idea. I know it's black and white, so it's really hard to see at the moment. But yeah, this is really making my heart sing, and I cannot wait to crochet more on this. So I've sort of done, at the beginning, I just crocheted a ton of squares, and I can show you what those look like. I have it in one of the bags that I like sewed a really long time ago, but I have just been keeping all of my spare squares in here, which I can show you these because all these colorways have been released. And so I just crocheted a lot of like the same color squares. And I think I did this on the first week of Advent. So these are just like all like the first colors, as you can see. So they're just really fun little squares, and they take me about 30 minutes a piece to crochet. So it's not long at all, and you could just constantly kind of do different colors and stuff. And I'm going to be making it the same size that she recommends in her pattern. I think it was like, it's about 1,000 squares, and yeah, about 1,000 squares, so about 30 by 34, I think, and I might add 3 more squares, like a column of 3 on one of the sides, and just to make it slightly longer. So that's my plan so far. I'm going to be using my entire Advent as well as day 25 along with Gallivant. So I was gonna crochet, or was gonna knit my pattern that I'm designing, but I changed my mind because I don't know if I'm gonna want to knit another blanket with the exact same pattern I just finished. And I do this a lot. I feel like I do this so much, where I'm really loving a pattern, and once it gets near the finish line, I either sort of lose interest, or I'm like, oh, I don't want this to end because it's so fun, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just knit another one. And then if I do end up casting on the second duplicate, whatever, because I wanted to keep knitting with it, then I just completely lose steam and get to maybe 25%, and then it's like done. So I'm gonna try to not do that for the rest of my knitting projects. So yeah, I think I realized that. I was like, huh, I seem to do this quite often. But yeah, so crochet for the win, doing tons of little squares. This orange one is so beautiful. So something for you to do if you did not purchase one of my Advents, since these are all one-of-a-kind colorways, things I dye specifically for Advent season. And yeah, none of them will be released again. So what I would recommend, if you really love this blanket pattern and you want to like crochet along with me, then I would recommend purchasing some mini sets that I have in my shop right now. There's so many mini sets. You can use 10 gram, 20 gram. I can I'll skim over it after I'm done filming, but it's just like I have tons of cubes filled with minis that I think would be super fun. And each square for me only uses 2 grams. So that means you could get like 5 squares out of each 10 gram mini if you wanted to. And something really fun that I would recommend is just buying maybe like 2 10 gram mini skein sets, and then you can just slowly add mini sets that I release or other yarn dyers release that are just really speak to you, and then you could just sort of add into your blanket through like just slowly by slowly. And I think that would just be really fun, because this is like, so everyone's like, oh, you're gonna be making 1,000 squares, like that's gonna take you forever, they're just little bitty, you're gonna have to like make a whole blanket out of this. Like, people think I'm delusional because I just cast on something with nothing in sight. Or I don't know, do you say cast on with crochet? I don't really know. Chain on? Chain on, yeah, that sounds really ridiculous. I don't know my crochet lingo, my crochet slang, but I'm just gonna say cast on. So I love that this is not going to be finished for probably like 5 or 10 years, because it's just going to make it so much more special and have like an heirloom piece. And yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. I also want to show you this. You probably got a flash of black, white, and then I just realized when I'm talking about projects, I normally show them quite often while I'm talking. So hopefully I will stop. Hopefully that will all work out. But anyways, I have it in 2 bags, sort of. This is like my storage bag where I have the pattern and I have all my extra squares. And then in this basket is where I have I have 2 whips in here. So this is my Gallivant colorway that I am using. Almost matches the sweater I'm wearing, but this is the tonal I'm using, and I think this goes perfectly with my advent calendar. This tonal is just perfection, and I know some of you aren't really digging this tonal, and if I had to offer a second tonal option, I would recommend Fresh Linen. It's a beautiful cream colorway, and that would also be lovely if you don't want to go more tan. So either way, those would be the 2 tonals I would recommend with the Advent. And I have to show you my crochet hook before I stop talking about this blanket, because this hook, oh my word, it's just way too pretty to use. So I'm just terrified I'm gonna like mess it up somehow. But it's something I bought with, so I wanted to buy this crochet hook from a maker I follow on Instagram. And I can show you this hook while I'm telling you sort of the story of why I bought it. And it's sort of funny because so when I graduated high school, you know, everyone gives you money and stuff. And with me, like, ever since, like, I don't know, I've never been a fan of receiving money. Like, I just would rather someone like buy a gift or something that I can remember like that person whenever I look at it or something like that. Like, I don't know, gifts are just much more, I don't know, cool to me because I'm so sentimental. So I wanted to buy something really special with like some of it, not all of it, but I wanted to buy this crochet hook with it. So this is like my graduation hook, I guess, but I just am obsessed with all of these. It's so pretty. So Knit Brooks actually showed this on her Instagram, and that's how I found that design, like this maker. So I will go ahead and link her down below if you'd like to check out her hooks. She mostly does custom orders, but this one was just in one of her shop updates. And since then I've also purchased another one of her hooks that I like designed, and it has a really beautiful rose on it and it's pink. So I can show you that if I use it at some point, or if you just would like to see it. But my next work in progress is back to knitting. I have this beautiful mitten. I'm working on these mittens still. I cast off this guy quite a while back. I think before I started my crochet my crochet project. Or no, it was around the same time, duh. Yeah, they were around the same time, but for those of you that are new here, first of all, welcome. But this is the mitten pattern that I knit for my boyfriend Devin's birthday, and not this exact mitten, obviously, but the pattern itself. And so I started it in like end of September-ish, and I am currently going to be writing up this pattern. So I was going to, if you watch my past vlogs, I was going to design, like try to get this pattern out to you all by Christmas, and that is not going to happen. And it could have happened possibly if I wasn't, I didn't really allow for like all the orders that would come in. I didn't expect that many, so thank you. Yeah, I'm blown away about all the orders, man. Holy cow. I've been packaging orders straight since last night. Like I packaged up a ton of orders from last night until this morning, and just, I mean, not all night, obviously, but like a lot of orders have been packaged up. Let's just say that they're covering quite a lot of the studio until I packaged them up. So yeah, super exciting. Thank you. So for those of you that don't know, I am moving in February. So I have my entire shop on sale for 20% off, and if with the code holiday sale. So that will get you 20% off from all of these yarns behind you and all the yarns I will be showing you after this segment. And you will also receive a free mini with your purchase. I dyed up, I know I'm on a tangent here, but I'm just gonna go with it. So I dyed up some one-of-a-kind minis to be the free minis that are in your purchase. So these are just one-of-a-kind minis I dyed specifically for this sale, and I hoped to capture like a color scheme for every style. So I have some more yellow, more almost earth tone yarn, and then I have, earth tone, or kinda. And then I have my classic pinks that I love with like some dark purples and more dark blues with it, and almost blacks. Then I have one that's more green color scheme. So super fun minis. Again, I'll show that in shop tour, but any order you purchase, depending on the size, will receive a free 10 gram or 20 gram mini. So it's super exciting, and you can always leave a note in your order saying like, I want the pink one or the green one or the yellow one or something like that if you have a preference by the end of this video. But anyways, that's really exciting. I just finished putting all the yarn from my Christmas collection on the wall, which is so exciting because the studio is now sort of empty, and it's just, like on the floor and stuff, everything's put away and organized, and oh, it makes me so happy when I feel like my life is organized. So here is my brackish mittens is what the pattern is going to be called. I am definitely going to have this up by January. I want it open. I want it to be on Ravelry before I move, and I will be doing a pre-order for this colorway because I've restocked it twice, I think, since my sale went up, and you guys have sold me out almost. So this colorway is not really available in the shop. There's a few skeins, but it'll still be linked down below. I'm pretty sure DK Weight has sold out, but the other ones, other bases are in there. So you can always hold two strands of fingering weight double for this mitten pattern. That will work as well. So if you really want to snag this yarn quickly, you can purchase like a skein of fingering weight. But again, like I said, this colorway will be open for pre-order in my shop as soon as the pattern's released. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll have my handle down here if you want to be a sample knitter for this pattern. A test knitter for this pattern, not sample knitter. Oh, I get this confused way too much. So if you would like to test knit this pattern, follow me on Instagram because I do all of my testing calls on that platform. So yeah, that is that mitten that I sort of finished. Obviously didn't do the thumb because why do the thumb when you can just cast on the second one? So I'll do the thumbs later. That's like, I wanted to get past the thumb decreases, the gusset decreases on the right mitten. Not the left one, I just had the left one on. So I want to do the get through the gusset increases for my right hand, so then that way I can get the pattern typed up, emailed to my tech editor, and then do my test call from there. But yeah, I really love doing the ribbing on these. It flies. I think I did this in like 2 or 3 movies. Like, that's fast because it's on such little needles and so many rounds of glorious ribbing. These mittens are going to be so cozy. So yeah, I'm so excited to release the pattern. I hope you guys love it. I've gotten so many emails regarding this pattern because you're so excited to have it released and you can't wait to cast on. So I will be doing that at some point. I will be trying to fit that in, apart from packaging orders and doing all of the other stuff on my to-do list. I think that will be coming your way very shortly. So again, I have this stored in my spacious market basket. This is a type of basket that I stock in my marketplace. These are handmade in Ghana by women who do this to earn an income for their families, and it's just an amazing cause. If you want to read more about it, you can click on the description of this listing to see more about what you would be supporting. And I just love this company. So, and the baskets themselves are amazing. They are all one of a kind and different color combinations and so many fun things. So this one I had to keep for myself because it was just too pretty and I just couldn't let it go. So yeah, this is housing both of those projects. And now it's time for the big kahuna, the big blanket. So I didn't reach my goal this week for this blanket because I was kind of worried, you know that feeling when you're knitting on or making something and you're like, boy, I really should just be doing this other project. Like, I shouldn't be doing this one, I should be doing the other one. And I was having that with my crochet project. I'm like, you know what, I should just be finishing this blanket. Like, anyways, but what's funny is sometimes, like in my morning knitting, my morning craft time, I just normally just don't want to do crochet just because I can just knit without looking at it, and crochet, I'm not quite there since I haven't done it for years. So this is still my morning knitting, so I'm still slowly plugging away at it. Yeah, slowly plugging away at it, but here is some of my progress. I forget where I was last time. I might have been here. Maybe that was all the progress I did. I don't know. Maybe I only just did like an inch. I hope not. Why don't we just say I was like down here? So anyways, who knows where I was last podcast, but this is I'm just going to give a really quick overview for this blanket because I feel like I talk about it all day, every day. But this blanket is a pattern designed by me. I am currently still looking for a name. I'm kind of contemplating like the traveler's blanket or something along those lines, but I haven't even looked to see if it's taken on Ravelry, or I haven't looked to like researched other names and stuff. So that might be the name. I haven't decided yet, but I would name it that because I take it with me everywhere, or I did until recently, because now it's just way too big for that. And my back just fell. But anyways, this is the blanket I'm knitting. I am using a total of 16 10-gram mini skein sets. So yeah, like a lot of yarn. But you would need a total of 40 grams per color, and I am doing about 43 colors. So that'll kind of give you an idea of how much yarn you would need, as well as about 6 skeins of a contrasting color, and I am using my Kana colorway, which is pretty much sold out. I think I have maybe four or 5 skeins left, but I will be restocking this colorway when I get to Lafayette, so maybe March, April. And I still have not woven in my ends, but I did dye up the border colorway for this. I don't know if I did that last episode. I don't think I did. So I have the border color all ready to go. Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing with this blanket palette. It's a beautiful, like, moody mauve color and just very light, delicate speckles, because I didn't want it to be too, like, crazy colorful, and it's going to be a very intricate stitch pattern for the side borders. I think I'm going to design it. I was going to just do like a stitch pattern that I have in one of my books, but the more I look at it, the more it's just not quite right. So I think I'm going to just tweak it and make it look more like what I have in my head. So I'm really excited to start that swatch, but I can't do it until I'm finished with the actual blanket part. I only have 12 more colors left, and then comes the fun part. I get to do the border, and oh, it's gonna be so good. So anyways, this is what that's looking like. Now I think, I want to show you. I want to show you what I have it housed in. So I have it housed, I think I showed this last episode, but I switched my bags out a lot, as you know. So now it's housed in one of my bulb bags by Hohui & Co. And she creates such fun bags. And I love this one because it just sits on like my ottoman in my room. And then I can just pull from both of these strands, because my magic cakes get a little flimsy after a while once I pull from the middle for so many grams. And so this is just a really efficient way to keep it untangled. And yeah, I could just plop it wherever I'm going. So it's really great for this blanket project. And then of course I have my Kana in here. So yeah, that is the update on my blanket and pattern designing and shop news, sort of. So many things, but I want to talk a little bit more about shop news, just because I know not everyone saw my vlogs that I just released, and just to kind of go over a few details here real fast. So I am going to be, obviously all of my shop is on sale, like I already said, and I'm going to be making a list this week about what colors I'm going to be keeping for my next restock when I move into my new space, so sometime in March or April, and what colorways I plan to bring back, what colorways I plan to discontinue, stuff like that. There's some that I've already sort of planned to discontinue, like for instance, I will go grab those and show you what the colorways that I know will be discontinued. And then I'm also really wanting your advice on what colorways, like what colorway would you be crushed if I discontinued? Leave that down below. Like a colorway that you like haven't purchased yet, or a colorway you've really had your eye on that you just do not want me to get rid of. So leave that down below, and I will definitely take that into consideration while I'm making my list this week. But first of all, the colorways that I know will either not be discontinued, or just some of them will not be brought back until maybe like next Christmas or next fall. And so yeah, some of those I'll go ahead and show you real fast. So when I was going to grab the discontinued colorways, I couldn't help but grab some that I really want to show you. So half of them are discontinued and half are just really fun colorways. So first up, as I've already said, I'm going to probably be discontinuing Chicago or not dyeing it up until next fall. So this is just a really beautiful light blue colorway with some really fun pops of speckles, and there's so many amazing things you could do with this colorway. You could pair it with like a skein of my cloud gazing colorway on Surrey. I think this would be really beautiful, and you could really make it more delicate. And there's a few skeins of this combo in the shop. That would be really fun, but that colorway is either way either not coming back forever, or it's not going to be coming back for about a year. And then another colorway I'm not going to be bringing back until next fall is my window box colorway. It's just this beautiful light gold with so many fun speckles in it. This just reminds me of like window boxes I see in like pictures from Europe, and just really fun, yeah, really just fun classic window boxes, hence the name. But anyways, I think this colorway would be so lovely. I'm just, yeah, such a fun colorway. This one is fully stocked in the shop, so if you want to make a sweater out of it, there are a few sweater quantities. And then another colorway that I will probably be discontinuing is my foliage colorway, unless, okay, so this is the thing. I saved a sweaters quantity of this for myself. This was one of the few that I've saved for myself, which I know you're like, it's bright orange. This not everyone's like jam, but the thing is, this colorway is so beautiful. I even dyed it up on Surrey, and this with like Surrey is so gorgeous. So I have a skein here of plump and singles, and so yeah, if I decide to knit a sweater of this in the very distant future, because you know how I am, then I will be definitely restocking this and making kits out of it. Or if I plan to move on to the next bright and shiny colorway, then it will probably be discontinued. So again, I'm sorry that I can't give like really definitive answers here, but it's just sort of depends on a few different variables that I don't have the answers to yet. So it's just a really fun orange, and the speckles on this are beautiful. Like this colorway is literally straight fire, because oh, it's just so good. And it has like some pinks and purples and a bit of like green in there, as you can see. And I love how the green almost turns to be like The green almost turns a little bit black and brown. Oh, so good. And like if this colorway is a bit too bright for you, you can always hold it with a strand of mohair that's a bit more muted. Like you can hold it, or you can marl it with like a strand of like the same base. So if you wanted to buy like a sweater's quantity in single and then like a sweater's quantity in demure, that would be stunning and make it a lot more pink. That is actually maybe something I do. That's sort of what I was thinking, because demure with this colorway is gorgeous. And yeah, so many amazing things you can do. And you can always write me an email saying like, I'm looking at this colorway and this colorway. Do you think they go together, or what would you recommend? You know, another colorway that would go with this, etc., etc. And when you're always, if you ever ask me to put together a color combo, it's so helpful if you give me like a few colorways you really love or colorways you're looking at, so I can kind of get a gist of your color scheme or your color palette and like your favorite colors and stuff. But yeah, I'm always down to help you put together combos, and it's so fun to see what you're gonna make and hear your ideas and get to chat a little bit more one-on-one with you guys. So here's foliage. And then next up is my Hermione colorway. I grabbed a skein on worsted just to show you how fun this colorway is. I feel like the labels, again, you hear me sort of trash on labels a little bit. I mean, I know they're useful and they are pretty, like all lined up in a row like this, but they do hide so much of the yarn, and that's what I don't necessarily like. And yeah, I would switch to tags if it wasn't such a controversial move. I feel like I would hear some flack about switching to tags. But anyways, my point being, it hides so much of like the beautiful speckles in yarn. So that's why I always do photos with without labels, because I just think it shows all the speckles a lot better. So this has really, really unique speckling in this one. Like I pulled together some purples and some oranges and some greens, along with like some slight pinks and blues, and it's just that color combination for me is so beautiful. And this pink base is like the same base as my Crush Culture tonal. And yeah, I think this would, again, make a beautiful sweater. As you can kind of see, I have a lot of it up there as well. And yeah, just another really fun colorway. Now it's time to get into a few Christmas ones. So first up, I want to show you my Myrrh sock sets, because these sock sets are just, oh, so beautiful to me. So I kind of want to keep one for myself, even though I might not knit socks for forever, but this is, yeah, really, really cool. So here we have so many fun colors. Look at like this section is just incredible to me. Like this is, I've done a lot of gold colorways in my past, and this one is probably my favorite. I mean, it is my favorite because like I do love window box, but just, and like I love flickering flame and what's that colorway I did? Felix Felicis, another Harry Potter one, and Butterbeer, like all those are gold, and this one tops them all, in my opinion. So this sock set is so beautiful. So this is my Grinch colorway, and this is my Glacier colorway. And this sock set features both of these tonals, as well as this 100 gram skein, of course. And I just love how both minis pull a different part of the colorway out. I've sort of have this separated into half cool tones, half warm tones, and each one sort of like pulls out both of those. Even though this is still technically a cool tone, it just has some undertones of warm, and it's just such a fun combination. So here we have my Myrrh sock set on Plump, and we also have my Myrrh sock set on Soft Rose. Both of these are in the shop right now, and yeah, I just think it would be so fun to knit some socks out of this. And the cool thing is that this screams Christmas to me. However, it's not your classic red and green colors, so you could wear these year round but still have all the memories entwined in them of your Christmas season and all of that fun stuff. So again, 20% off. You cannot go wrong with that sort of a discount, and you get a free mini as well. And then yeah, last colorway I brought to show you up close and personal is my Snow Globe colorway. This one is probably the most Christmassy colorway I've ever dyed. It has all, like, that is Christmas. And this is tons of reds, tons of greens, a little bit of blue in there, because I couldn't just do a red and green colorway. I just could not do it. Because the thing is, I I would not want to knit something that's just only for Christmas. I know a ton of people do that, but again, I feel like we're creating heirlooms here. If it's just for 1 month out of the year, I feel like that's just, I don't know, maybe if I've been knitting for 40 years, I'll probably get the point at that time in my life. But I don't know, at this point, I'm like, oh, the things I make, I want to just last all year. So this is just, yeah, so beautiful. However, the sock set, I did do green and red minis with it because, I don't know, it looked really, really good with it. So I do love that combo, but the colorway on itself, I feel like would be great for year round, not solely a Christmas colorway yet. It does still have major Christmas vibes, but anyways, such fun speckling action here. And yeah, this colorway is again fully stocked, sort of on all of my bases. I think a few of you have sold me out on a few of them, but for the most part, it should be pretty decent quantities. I don't want to show you colorways where it's almost selling out, because then I feel like if you wanted to buy like a sweater's quantity of it and it wasn't there, I would feel really bad. So that's why I'm showing you colorways that are sort of fully stocked. But anyways, these colorways are super fun. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my favorites at the moment, or colorways that I haven't showcased in a while. Now I'm going to be flipping the screen around and showing you a little bit more of up close of the yarn wall, because it's so cool right now with all of the hooks full and just, yeah, so much yarn in the shop. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you have any questions or anything yarn related you want to ask me, you can always send me an email at rubyandrosesyarn@yahoo.com, and I would love to get back with you and answer your questions and help you pick out really fun combos of the yarn that's in the shop right now. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone who has shopped the sale. I mean, you've blown my mind this week, and just how much yarn you're purchasing, because you know you won't be able to get it for a while, and hearing all of your sweet notes on your orders and things like that just make me smile when I'm packaging orders, and it's just so fun. And some combos you've put together are amazing. I cannot wait to see what they will become when you tag me on Instagram showing me your projects. And yeah, so many fun things happening. And I wanted to mention that I will be shipping orders all Christmas season. I'm not going to be taking a break from packaging orders, and so you can send, so any orders you place will be shipping out very quickly, so then that way it will get to you in a reasonable amount of time. I just wanted to throw that out there. I will not be packaging orders on Christmas Day, but I will every other day in that season, so that like few weeks. So just wanted to let you know if you were wondering that. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this episode. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I cannot wait to show you the progress on my projects next episode in about a month from now, when it will be in the new year. This is the last episode of 2021, which is kind of freaky. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you have an amazing Christmas, spent exactly the way you want it to be spent, and just with family and knitting, or whatever that looks like to you. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. Here is most of my Christmas colorways. As you can see, we have Christmas in the City, some Myrrh, a little bit of Snow Day left. You guys really cleaned me out of that colorway. Some Holiday Style, Snow Globe, these are the special times, and then Picking a Tree. I just love all of those. And I don't know if I said Christmas in the City or not. I think I did. And then we have Glacier, as well as just a few more Evoking Autumn sock sets. Those are pretty much sold out. So many tonals right there, and so fun. I love Golden Hour. I think it's such a beautiful gold. Here we have Thunderclap, a little bit of First Frost left, not a ton. Here we have Log Cabin Getaway, Holly, Thunderclap again on all of the bases. And then here is Apple Cider. This one's almost gone as well. Of course, up here we have Foliage, just a little bit of bundle up left, like I said. This is the new contrasting colorway for my blanket. It's not in the shop yet, but it will be next month. And then here we have some Flickering Flame. Again, tons of Hermione, tons of Unbreakable Vow. This colorway is so gorgeous. I'm actually going to be receiving a sample knit out of this colorway very soon, which I will show next episode as well. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with how this colorway knits up. So beautiful. Here we have Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, the Prince's Tale Deluminator, getting into all of my Harry Potter colorways from the summer collection, and Godric's Hollow. I restocked most of these colorways since summer because they were in such high demand. And this one is Dumbledore's Army. Up here we have just a little bit of homebody left. Hagrid's Umbrella, only a little bit of headspace. This one is definitely making a comeback because it's so beautiful. And then down here is all of the Christmas sock sets. Oh my word, are these gorgeous. Such stunners for sure. Picking the Trees sock sets are so pretty. And these are the special times. Talk about such a feminine pair of socks. Oh my word, that'd be amazing. Here we have Holiday Style, Christmas in the City, a little bit of Twilight left. This is my Downton colorway, which will definitely not be making a comeback. There's only, I think, 7 skeins left. Here is Shell Cottage, which is such a muted colorway with just some really fun, bright speckles in there, but for the most part is very subdued and subtle. We have a little bit of Lost in Time, Grinch. And then down here is just some, these are more random colorways. We have a little bit of Window Box on Mohair. Oh my, is this colorway like insane? I just love how the mohair and Surrey's pick up color. It just never ever gets old for me. And then here we have Specs. In case you don't know how to spell that, because I sure didn't. It's such a fun colorway based off of Luna Lovegood. Then here we have some I Am the Mirror. Just a few skeins left of Chillaxin. Some Fresh Cut Flowers, Celestial. Only 2 rows left of Dragonfly. I think I started out with six racks full when I started packaging orders. You guys loved that colorway. Here we have Candlewick, Cloud Gazing, and then so much Secret Keeper. Oh my, this is such a fun red, perfect for Christmas. This would be not only a great Harry Potter colorway, but you could combine Harry Potter and Christmas all rolled up in one. How fun would that be? And don't mind this down here. This is like a project of mine that's sort of stuffed under here. Like this is some colors that I really love and I want to duplicate them into actual yarn instead of just roving, as you can see. But anyways, that's my own side tangent. And then a little bit of Butterfly Kisses, some Butterbeer, Pensive. You guys really love this one as well. Such a light blue with really, really fun speckles. My camera will focus, but yeah, such fun speckles. Bit of Spearmint, and then down here we have a lot of Euphoria, some 50-gram skeins, Lake House, Vinyl Record, and Lucky Penny. Look at how the sun is shining on rose gold. Oh, so pretty. So that's pretty much it for the major yarn wall. And then this sort of side yarn wall over here, we have Grinch, Sangria, Rosy Cheeks, Playful, a little bit of Common Ground, Chicago, like I already showed you guys, and Window Box. And then here is a whole row of Hidden House. So this is another Harry Potter colorway based off of number 12 Grimmauld Place. And I named it Hidden House because it's hidden to everyone but the Secret Keeper. Haha, Secret Keeper. I didn't even realize that those two go together really well. So we have sock sets available, and it's also stocked on a lot of bases, as well as special appearance of mohair. We have a little bit of party dress left, Crush Culture, some The Prince's Tale New Beginnings, and of course, my Myrrh sock sets. And then here's a quick peek over here at my order packaging. These are skeins that still need to be packaged up. This is the insane amount of packages that you guys have already purchased. And then over here is all of this yarn. So we have so many mini sets. A little bit of Crimson Wind, that's not a mini. And then most of this is mini sets that can all be found in my mini set tab on the website. So I'm not going to go into great detail about each one of them, but yeah, you could definitely just find all of them if you are wanting to snag some cool minis. This is one of my Harry Potter mini sets. Here is one for my Christmas collection. And then over here we have a little bit of Fascination shawl kits. This is one that's on my Unbreakable Vow colorway and Golden Hour. This is Eye in the Mirror and Common Ground. Here is all that's left of my Christmas in the City one. This was the original that I used in my design for that shawl pattern. So this is what's left of them. Again, everything is 20% off. Here we have some mini sets. This is my Dystopia minis collection. Here is Suspicious Minds for all the Elvis Presley lovers. To be honest, that's the only song of his that I like, and it's hilarious that I named it that, but I was listening to it when I was dyeing it, so I was like, I have to name it that, you know? And then here is my Whispers in the Dark minis collection. Another really fun song. Here we have all of my Misfits. These are all one of a kinds. They're all under one listing, and yeah, I just handpick colorways based on your notes in your order. And yeah, that is all of these yarns right here. More mini sets on the bottom here. This is my this was my October Yarn Club minis collection, which is in the shop as well. There's a few left of that, but anyways, like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on all of these. Just yeah, I will have the mini set tabbed linked down below in case you want to check it out for yourself. And last but not least, I wanted to show you all of the minis that will be included in your purchase. So as you can see, I went a little crazy dyeing them all up, but I just calculated based on all of the orders you guys have placed so far, and I had so much fun dyeing these up. Like I said, I hope I got a style for color for every style. This one is super fun, like a really vibrant yellow green toned colorway, and then this beautiful like juniper green. Have some bundle up minis because you guys love bundle up, so these are going to be on larger orders. So 20 grams are in the larger orders, 10 grams for the smaller ones, and yeah, so many fun colorways. And then a basket, random basket for one of you in one of the orders. So that is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you all next month.